channel. It's Chelsea, where we talk about all things glam and all things girly. I'm a beauty consultant who loves to talk about everything dealing with beauty and makeup, and today I am filming one of my most favorite videos of the entire year. I get to talk about the best foundations of the year. So stay tuned for all of that. I'm even going to try and rank them, sorta, kinda. I'll get into that more so when we get into the video. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I truly do appreciate it. And let's get right into this video. Okay, so I said I was gonna try to rank them, and I'm not going to necessarily rank them, but I am going to tell you, like, these were my least favorites, but they're still favorites for these types of reasons. And then we'll get into like my most favorites, most used foundations of the year. That's how we'll do it today. Okay, so starting with the Kosas, this is the Revealer Skin Improving Foundation. So I have the shade 290. 290 is medium deep neutral olive, but I went in store and I swatched shade 300. 300 is actually a much better shade. This one is just a little too light for my complexion, but the foundation is really beautiful. I'm considering purchasing this in the shade 300 so that I can have a better shade match. I like this foundation because it's a very natural, lightweight type of foundation. It does give me a nice glow to the skin, and it's just a really great everyday type of foundation. Perfect for like everyday wear. I would say this is going to work or be liked most by people who have more normal to drier type of skin, because this does have more of a luminous type of finish to the foundation. It's nothing that's excessively dewy. However, I did wear this recently just to, you know, like refresh my thoughts on it. And at the end of the day, I did have just a little bit of dew around my nose and around my T-zone. And so I was just like, okay, if you have oily skin, this may not be the first foundation you want to reach for, or depending on if you like a little oil or no oil at all, this may not be your cup of tea. But it's a really beautiful, perfect for everyday wear type of foundation. Out of all of the foundations that I'm talking about, this one and the next one, I wore the least this year. So although I like it, it's definitely not like top 3 type of foundations, but it is still one that I enjoy. And like I said, I am contemplating getting another shade. So if I'm gonna buy another shade, it ain't that bad, obviously. Okay, the other one that I have worn, like I said, not a lot this year, but it's a beautiful foundation, is the Dior Forever Skin Glow Foundation. So I have this one in the shade 4W Peach, and this one is another beautiful radiant type of looking foundation. This one, even though it says skin glow, think of this like maybe in the category of like a luminous matte. So it's not matte, but it's definitely not going to be extremely dewy and greasy looking on the face. It's going to give you a nice radiant glow. The shade 4W Peach, Warm Peach, is a beautiful shade match. I love the peachy undertone because I love a peach undertone for my complexion. And the coverage on this is definitely going to be solid medium, very solid medium. So for me, I would more so wear this foundation when I want more coverage. So if I want a nice like everyday lighter looking, lighter wearing type of foundation, the Kosas one is going to be one that I would reach for. The Skin Glow is one I would wear for a night out. Like maybe I'm not going like full glam, full beat, but I definitely want to have a little bit more coverage. Dior is going to give us that as well. This one, when I wore it recently, I was like, I need to reach for this one more because it makes the skin look amazing. I can't even tell you why I didn't really reach for it much this year, but putting it on recently, I was like, okay, we're gonna slip you in the drawer that's closest to me so I can reach for it more because it truly is beautiful. Okay, next moving on to the Patrick Ta foundation. Now I know a lot of people have a lot of ill feelings about this one. This is his Four Face type of cream foundation. It's a foundation and powder duo, and I have the shade Tan 1. I thoroughly enjoyed this cream formula. And here's the thing. When I looked at Patrick Ta, I was able to catch one of his lives where he was talking about it and applying it on his model. And he himself said, this is everyday wear type of makeup. This is wake up, put your skincare on, throw in a little bit of this cream, set it with a little bit of powder, and be out the door type makeup. So when I heard that, I went into my experience with this cream product with a everyday light type of wear type of foundation. Maybe it won't last me all day, but it's gonna give me a little bit of coverage. It's gonna maybe perfect the skin and be good to go. I think this is great for that. This is another great, perfect for everyday type of wear, type of foundation. Although it's a cream formula, it is very lightweight, which I really love, because sometimes cream formulations can be heavy. They can also be extremely oily. This formula is not extremely oily, but it is a cream. So if you don't like creams, or if you do have excessively oily skin, this formulation may not be the one that you would like to try. If you have more normal skin to drier skin, you might enjoy the formulation more because it is more emollient. It's going to be, if I could say, like your typical cream formula, it's just going to feel lighter on the skin. I remember like picking this foundation up pretty frequently around the time that it came out, and I've really enjoyed it. The powder, I definitely don't hardly use at all. I mostly just use the cream foundation. The powder is nice, it's just the powders that I like to use for my face are the powders I like to use for my face. So that one's okay, but it's not one that like I really use at all. Okay, next. Ooh, what should we do next? Okay, next we have the Hourglass Ambient Soft Glow Foundation. I have the shade 12, and oh my gosh, when I first tried this foundation, I was like, an angel has sat on my face and blessed me with the most soft, radiant type of glow. Like that radiant glow that's in their powders, I really feel like they did a great job of putting that in the foundation. I love this foundation when I first started wearing it. I couldn't talk about it enough. I couldn't wear it enough. It was great. And then I realized the more I wore it, it wasn't as hydrating against my skin, and so I stopped using it because I was like, I feel like my skin is almost getting more dry the more I use it. So what I've learned with this foundation is that it's going to give you a soft glow, but this formulation is not the most hydrating at all. So when I do use this foundation, because the finish of it is beautiful, the shade is great, I just need to either add a little oil to it or wear a very hydrating primer for me. I have more normal skin, so I would say if you have drier skin, you definitely want to make sure that you are hydrating your skin. I think this formulation would actually be great for people who have normal, combination, or even oily skin, and you're oily skin but you love a little nice glow, because you're going to get the glow, but you're not going to get the oily residue or the oil inflicting type of formulation. So this one is beautiful. I did really enjoy it, and like now that I know how I like to wear it and what makes it more comfortable for my skin, I think it's a beautiful one. So next we have the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. I have the shade 10 Neutral, and this foundation is exactly what it says. It is a beautiful type of foundation. You put this on, it makes your skin look beautiful. But by itself, after about a few hours of wear, it doesn't break down the nicest. I mean, it's not gonna break down and make your skin look like trash per se, but it's just not gonna allow for your skin to look as beautiful as it initially did when you put it on. So for this foundation, I like mixing it with another foundation that I'm gonna talk about later on in this video, for it to last longer on the skin and still keep the look that it initially brings when you put it on your face. This is definitely more of like, I would even say a dewier radiant formulation. So I think if you have more normal to dry skin, you will enjoy this formula a lot. And it's great. It makes your skin look nice and healthy. The coverage is definitely medium, a nice medium type of coverage. Really like it, but like I said, when I first tried it, I was a little disappointed because I was like, it looks beautiful. And then a few hours later, it's just like, that didn't look like that a few hours ago. So I mix it with another foundation and we can make it work. Okay, then we have the Chanel No. 1 foundation, and this honey child is stunning. I feel like this one is pore blurring, skin perfecting. I have the shade B70, and this definitely has a beautiful radiant glow. It's not going to look as dewy as the Charlotte Tilbury one, and it's going to last longer, and it's going to keep the look of it very well throughout the day. So I love, love, love this one. I wore this one a couple of days ago, and I noticed the shade was like kind of deep. So shade B70 is normally the shade that I wear in other Chanel foundations, and I was like, why is this one looking like almost too deep for my skin? So I don't know why the shade would be more deep than other types of foundations from the brand, but I did want to put that out. I mean, I can obviously make it work, but I just was kind of taken aback. Like, did it look this deep when I bought it in January? Okay, so then we get into this one by Zara. So this is Zara's first, I don't know if this is their first foundation, but this is the first foundation I tried from the brand, and I have the shade N933. This is their Limitless Soft Matte Foundation. When I say I couldn't get enough of this foundation, when it came out, I could not get enough of it. And I was like, for $18, this foundation is stunning. Soft matte is a perfect description of how it looks on the skin, because it didn't make my skin feel dry. I didn't feel like my skin looked lifeless because it was too matte. It had very great coverage, like good medium to almost full coverage. I love the shade of this particular foundation. I mean, this is just an all-around great foundation at Zara. So next we have the Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation. I have the shade 3Y46, and this foundation is beautiful. So I compared this foundation to the original Ultra HD foundation by Makeup Forever, and I remember the Ultra HD one just kept breaking me out, like the original one. I would put it on, I loved the look of it, and it would break me out. I don't know why. It wasn't that my foundation was old. I don't know, maybe it was something in the formulation of it. I also found that that formula was also a little more dewy, and so I had to make sure I used powder and things like that. Well, this one, I think they really worked the kinks out from the Ultra HD one to this one. This formulation doesn't break me out. The shade is amazing. It lasts all day. When I'm taking pictures and I really want my skin to look like soft focus, this is the foundation I'm gonna reach for. It is so beautiful. Medium coverage, like solid medium coverage. And it's just great. I mean, you can use this as your everyday makeup. You can use this as your glam makeup. Like, this is one of those foundations that I'm like, this foundation can be suitable for whatever look you're looking for, because it's perfect for camera. So whether you have a special event or whether you're just wearing it to work, it's great for that. This was a major hit this year. But the ones that I got before this, they're even better. I know. Like, how much better could they get? Oh, but they do. Okay, next. Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Serum Foundation. So I have the shade 14W. When I saw this, I was like, I can't get my hands on it fast enough. Like, I was so excited about this. So although this is a serum foundation, honey, the coverage is there. I would even say that this particular foundation very easily comes out as full coverage. Like, you do not need a lot because you will get full coverage. But it does have that serum-like feel. It's very hydrating on the skin. It's infused with really great ingredients. There's some skincare ingredients within the formulation of the foundation. The finish is definitely going to be more radiant and dewy. So if you have more oily skin, I don't see this being a foundation that you will want to reach for and wear all the time, especially if you don't like more of a dewier finish. However, if you mix this with another product that I'm talking about, you could really enjoy it and really love it, especially if you want to glow, but you just don't want to produce a bunch of oils on top of having a more dewier looking foundation. I love this foundation. I still reach for it. It's amazing. This is, once again, great for everyday wear, great for more of a glam look because the coverage is so great. And this was, like I said, a great favorite of mine. Perfect for normal dry skin. And then, like I said, if you have combination or oilier skin, you're either gonna wanna use your mattifying powders and primers. And this also lasts all day, especially for it being a serum foundation. A lot of times serum-based foundations or sometimes skincare infused foundations don't last the most throughout the day. This one lasts all day, all day. Number 4 is the foundation I'm wearing today, and it is the Capture Totale Serum Potent Foundation by Dior. Now, this did not come out this year. It did not, but I bought this in January of this year. I have the shade 4N. Yes, 4N. This shade is just a smidge light for me, a smidge light. So today I used it in the center of my face because that's the part of my face that is a little lighter. And then for the perimeter of my face, I added a drop of the Face Atelier, the 0 Plus foundation. This doesn't change the formulation of whatever foundation you're mixing it with. It just adds a little more color and depth so that the foundation doesn't look, you know, a little ashy on your skin. So that's my base. Every time I wear this foundation and put it on, the perfecting look that my face gets with this is stunning. It is fragranced. So if you don't like fragrance, this is fragrance. Like, I can still smell it on my face, but I like the smell. It's not overbearing. It doesn't choke me. So I definitely want to put that out there. But I mean, it's the look, like the ethereal glow that we're seeing here. I mean, I did add some glow powders and things like that. But every time I would wear this foundation on camera, you all were always like, what is on your face? Your face looks so like healthy and radiant and like perfected. Y'all have not been drinking my water, okay? I have not been doing my nighttime skincare religiously. So up close, my skin is struggling. But from afar, honey, and in this camera, thank you, foundation. This foundation is amazing. And even more, I love mixing this foundation with any other foundation. So if I have another one and I'm like, you know what, this just needs a little more of like a blurring, perfecting, like ethereal type of look to it, I'll add some of this and mix it with whatever else foundation that I'm using. Perfection, okay? Perfection. Oh, but we've got even better, okay? Even better. Number 3, the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. Okay, so the ethereal glow that I was talking about with the Dior foundation, NARS has, there's more shades. The longevity of it is there. This looks amazing in camera. Shaking it up because it's like, it's actually kind of, I've used a good amount of this. Look at that. Ton of shades, great shade range, lasts all day. This gives me really beautiful, really any range of coverage that I want because the formulation is more thin. So if I want a lighter coverage, I can have that, but it is buildable. So I can get good medium. And I would say this can give me like medium full. We're not getting full coverage with this foundation, but I can get a good, nice, solid medium from this. And oh, I love the way this looks in pictures. Like this foundation, almost the entire year, actually no, this whole year I've had this foundation, it has sat right here. Like if I were to put my camera down, I have something to hold foundations in that I like to reach for a lot. This foundation has sat there. This right here. Oh, I have the shade Cadiz. I love this one. This one comes in at number 3. Only comes in at number 3 because the other 2 in front of it are just like flawless. But this, honey, is flawless in and of its own. It is flawless. These last 3 are literally like 1, 1.25, 1.5. This is 1.5, okay? Because it's just amazing. In the number 2 spot, we have Haus Labs. Oh, this is a Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. And I have the shade 340 Medium Cool. Take everything that I use to describe these past couple of foundations, and Haus Labs does all of that. Full coverage, 51 shades, and I don't know what it is in the formulation. It's pore blurring. It is perfecting. It is just stunning. Like, this is definitely what I would consider your full glam, full beat type of foundation. I definitely don't reach for this one if I want like something more simple, something that has less coverage, that's better for like everyday wear. But at the same time, it is so perfecting. If I can remember correctly, I feel like I said in my initial review of this foundation that I would wear this foundation by itself because it looks that good on the face. This, I mean, I'm not saying people don't like this one, but a lot of people that I've heard that have tried this foundation love it because it looks great on every skin type. There's plenty of shades there for tons of complexions. And it's just one of those foundations that works for the masses. So whether you have dry skin to extremely oily skin, like this foundation is going to help and work with your skin. Now, if you don't like dimethicone in your foundation, this is not going to be the one for you because it does have a lot of dimethicone in it, and that's what's giving that pore blurring, like filtered look on the face. But it's never irritated my skin. And I mean, this was one of those foundations that like I had to tell myself, don't reach for it no more. Put something else on your face. This is beautiful. But for number one, this foundation honestly is the newest one to my collection. Of all the ones that I've talked about today, this is the newest one to my collection. It actually came out the most recently, and it is like holy grail status. Holy grail status for me. Oh my God. Okay, so I forgot to talk about, how did I leave this one out? Okay, this actually is technically number two. I forgot about one. It's sitting right here in front of me. Okay, so this is, okay, let me reorder myself. So Dior Capture Totale is 1.75. Oh my gosh. NARS is 1.5. Haus Labs is 1.25. This next one is gonna be 1.1, and then the last one will be 1, okay? The YSL All Hours Foundation. This is the epitome of soft, matte, radiant foundation. It makes my skin look so good, and it's yummy on the skin without being oily and dewy. I have the shade DN1, and this is a foundation I've been reaching for consistently for the past couple of months. Have I had it for a couple of months? No, this came out November, so almost 2 months, because I mean, shoot, we're halfway through December. So for the past month and a half, this is the foundation that I've been reaching for consistently. Like, I'm going out of town this weekend. This is a foundation I'm gonna bring with me. It is beautiful. And what makes me so excited about this one was I was never able to really purchase any of the YSL foundations because I could not find a shade. This shade works really well for my complexion. I would say the downside about this particular foundation is that there are not a lot of shades. So if you are having issues finding your shade, they don't have a lot. I'm hoping that they will come out with more shades, but it's weightless. So they say it's a luminous matte foundation up to 24 hours of full coverage wear, and it has a weightless feel. It's so true. This is a full coverage foundation that feels like nothing. Where do they do that at? It's silky smooth, and it's the only foundation so far that I've tried that has said we're a luminous matte, and it makes sense, and it looks like how I think a luminous matte should look. It is beautiful, okay? Beautiful, stunning. Like, in terms of liquid foundations, this is number one, hands down. My number one liquid foundation. That's what I'll do. Okay, so this is my number one liquid foundation. My number one foundation-based product across the board, hands down. If I had to get rid of all of these, I would do it for this last one. And if you know me, let's all say it together. Danessa Myricks Balm Powder. I know, so we're not gonna spend a lot of time here, okay? I've done a lot of reviews on the Balm Powder, and just as a quick, like, let's bring it all in and summarize why I love this. This is why I love it. Shade 6 is the actual best shade for my skin. Like, if I wanted to wear one all over the face, shade 6 is the best shade for me. I love that it's pore blurring, oil controlling, but I don't look matte and flat. It doesn't suck the life out of my skin because it still has really great ingredients in it for my skin. And it's just the perfect, like, I need a quick, something on my face and be done. Like, I can literally throw this on my face and be out the door. It looks great. I have the universal shade, so I will take the universal shade, and that is what I mix with the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation to last longer and look better. I have also mixed it with so many other foundations, the ones that I've talked about today and other ones. No matter what foundation I mix this Balm Powder with, that foundation is gonna look better, last all day, and my skin is gonna look so blurred and perfected. It's going to control oils, and I don't even produce a lot of oils, but if I'm in a hot climate, this is gonna keep my makeup looking perfected all throughout the day. And I love that I can use this all across the face, lips, eyes, cheeks, contour, bronzer, brows, lips. The list goes on. Never have I tried a product that has been that universal to me. And I've tried products where it says, oh, you can use this product, you know, all of these different ways. And it's like, yeah, but I'm only gonna use it this one way. This is a product where I literally use it almost all of the ways that it can be used. And I love every way that it can be used. So this is my #1 complexion product. I use shade 6 all over the face, shade 5 as my concealer, or like my brightening shade for my T-zone. And then I'll use shade 7 if I want a more neutral looking bronzer, shade 8 if I want a more warm looking bronzer. I have my mom hooked on it. I just bought her second Balm powder because she ran out of the first one. I can't say enough good things about it. I love this Balm powder. So #1 liquid foundation, YSL All Hours, but just #1 complexion product across the board, Danessa Myricks Balm powder. So let me know your favorite foundations of this entire year. I want to hear them down below. Leave me your top 2. Your top 2. And then let me know if any of these that I've talked about have been your favorites. I'd love to hear those as well. And if you've made it to this point in the video and you have yet to subscribe to my channel, I would love for you to consider subscribing and joining the Glam Girl Squad. And guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope to see you in my very next video. Bye guys.